So now that we've gone over a lot of the stuff in terms of the plugins that we need to use and what we need to be looking after for, let's go a bit more in detail about actually creating the good posts as well. First of all, research. Research is really great before you actually do the post because you know what keywords you're going to be looking for, what you're targeting. You can also research if you're using paid programs, and there are some free programs as well. You can research how many specific people are searching that topic. You can use stuff like the free keyword tool where you can search for up to 10 keywords. So for instance, if I'm looking for WordPress help and support as my keyword, I'm going to type that in there, press enter, and it's going to tell me exactly how many people have been searching for it. However, it's not going to give me as good as indication as a paid program like the one that we're also going to look at next. However, you can choose where you're looking for. So for Google, perhaps you're looking for Amazon, YouTube. You can choose the country, choose the keyword or phrase, and then search it up. Alternatively, you can use the paid for programs such as Ahrefs or SEMrush, and we're just going to search for WordPress help. So here you can see that actually it's super hard to rank for, which means there is a lot of other articles that rank really well for that. You can see it gets a volume of about 2.1k per month. Global volume is just double that, so about just over double that, so 4,500 a month. And then you can then check variations of different stuff that people have been searching for, how hard it is to rank for and how many people search for. For instance, WordPress help phone number is actually really low to rank for, but it's only got a volume of 100 people. So you might be able to rank really well for this, but you'll only get a maximum of about 100 people a month currently searching for that. However, WordPress help, you get 2.1 thousand people searching for that every month. However, it's 98% hardness, which means you're not very likely, unless you have a spectacular article which is super long, lots of information, good external and internal links, you're going to find that very hard to rank for, basically. And this is how you can do your research and find certain words. Words will then go into your titles or the key phrases, and then you can then start to rank for better search terms, stuff that people are actually searching for and stuff that isn't too hard to rank for. Also, just use the search engines. Search for what you're looking for, see what's coming up as, what do the domains look like, what are they showing? Are they showing informational posts? Do they all go to one particular place? You can see how many are actual from blog posts or how many are from actual websites. As you can see there, that's the actual WordPress website. So there's this wpbeginner.com, that could well be a blog with information. So lots of informational posts here. So pretty much, unless you're paying for the ad, you're going to be an informational post here. So if you're trying to sell any services, you wouldn't really be going for this keyword. Like we spoke previously, make sure that your images have alternate text which also have your keyword within. This again will help with SEO because Google reads all the meta descriptions, everything within your database and everything on your images as well. So if your image also has the keyword that you're putting about in your post that you're trying to rank for, that'll be another plus because Google's gone, okay, that is quite likely to be related to what this person is searching, so we might then show them that content. Of course, we also have stuff like usability. Are they able to find what they're looking for on your post? Is it relevant? Obviously, if people are clicking on your post and then clicking off very quickly, that's a bad score. Search engines go, okay, well, they didn't find what they were looking for. If they're spending some time on your post, that's even better. If they're interacting with your post, that's even better again. So let's say stuff like adding a table of content because they have to click something to move further on the same page. That's really good for SEO. Search engines like that, you're interacting with the page and you're spending more time with the page. So now with that all said, let's go through just running a quick template of what a post should really look like or be like in terms of ranking for SEO. So for this post I want to make it about WordPress help and support for beginners in particular, because I've noticed that for beginners is quite a good search term and we have a lot of searches for that. So first of all, we want to make sure that we're adding the keywords within our title. Second of all, we want to add it in the first sentence here, and also what we're going to add in the meta description. So again, write something that's catchy, something that's going to bring people in and want to read the article further that are searching for this particular query. So I've got my first line here, and also like we spoke previously, using the SEO plugin, we're also going to add this into the meta description. So then it's showing nicely when people search it up. As you can see there, WordPress help and support for beginners, WordPress help and support. So I might take out the site title. Again, just make sure you're doing all these things to make it look nice, make it look professional. So this is how it's going to display now, and that looks much better. Again, go to socials, make sure you're doing that there. So Facebook description, we're going to put the post title. So that's looking pretty nice. Now, first of all, the featured image will now show when people go to click on it on your website, but also it will now show on your socials as well. If it doesn't, you can just come down to Facebook. Instead of featured image, just come down, choose custom image, and simply upload the one that you want. So we just upload that one. And then you can just come over to Twitter, do the same thing, click use data from Facebook, and now we've done a lot of the SEO stuff already. already. In terms of the title and the description, that's going to look good. The picture's going to look good if anybody shares it. So let's go to the layout again. So we're not going to write a whole post here, but I'm just going to show you with the headings how you can do this. So let's just go, we want to make a heading now. This is going to be a H2 heading, because it's going to be slightly smaller than the main heading. Again, keeping related to your post. So I've got my first heading there, and let's just put a paragraph. Really want a couple of paragraphs, so let's say something like this. Length will be perfect. Of course, it doesn't really matter what I've written here. I've just copied something over from one of my other blogs. So something like that, then follow it up potentially with an image. Now these two paragraphs here should at least have one or two of your keywords you're trying to rank for within them, of course added in naturally. We're going to go to add an image here. Of course, don't keep using the same images. This is just for an example, but we're going to use this image here. Let's just make this a medium size, and also we're going to check that the alt text is supporting this current post. So WordPress help and support is the same as obviously what we were doing for the last video, so we're going to keep the alt text as that. So now the SEO is looking pretty good. If I copy WordPress help and support and I go put this into our focus key phrase, we should see that our score increases, and it has already. In fact, you can't see it because my screen, but it's gone from 76 to 86% out of 100. As you can see here, it's got 86 out of 100. Straight away that's gone up. That's because it's reading that we're putting our keywords throughout the article and through the pages. Make sure to keep adding headings with keywords. Don't just try and go for one keyword. Try and use a few keywords or key phrases throughout. Even add stuff like bullet points. Make sure to add different stuff throughout with different relevance. So let's just do just some bullet points here. And again, just start filling it out in a nice form like that. So we're going to have some more information after a paragraph. Try not to go for really more than 3 paragraphs there. It should be the max between your next headline. And just make sure to add more information, pictures as you go, of course, filling in the alt text as well. Try and get to about 1,000 words per blog. You don't have to, but that is going to be really optimized. Google, other search engines like really long posts, and you're going to score better with your SEO if it's going to be long with lots of information. Make sure to add internal and external links. So if I highlight this, I might want to link some page that I've got to do with WordPress from inside of my site, and then I might want to add another link here, let's say for instance to something externally. This will keep increasing my SEO score, and it's going to be read better by search engines. Keep it relevant, of course. If you're doing recipes, don't just keep on for ages, although you need to get some content on there to actually rank for it. Just make sure they've got easy options to be able to click and go straight down to the recipe. So for instance, you might make a table of content if you're doing recipes, or a blog with recipes, so they can choose to read the first bit about, life history, why you might have chosen to create the recipe and stuff like that. However, they also have a very easy button using the linking method that we used before, just to click that and go further down the page exactly to where the recipe is. Because although you got a nice long content on there, you also got the interaction, because somebody has now interacted with something on your page, they've gone to that section, and now you're going to get the time spent because they're now going to read that. They might leave their phone on the side or the computer on the side with the recipe up, so you're also going to get longer interaction. This all together, using all of these methods, will really increase your website traffic, and it's going to really help with SEO.